Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another Workforce Wednesday with the Kentucky Chamber Workforce Center's Bus to Business virtual program series. I hope you all are staying healthy and warm as we are in the last month of this crazy year. My name is Harper Smith, and I'm the manager of the Kentucky Chamber Workforce Center. I help direct the Bus to Business program, and we're so excited to bring this program to students all over Kentucky for the entire 2020-2021 school year virtually. Before I introduce our speakers today, I want to thank our sponsors in this effort: the Kentucky Society for Human Resources Management, Kentucky SHRM, and AT&T, who are both wonderful partners of ours, and we sincerely thank them for their investment in helping us bring classrooms to careers. I'd also like to thank the entire team at ULIMI for their partnership and support through this awesome virtual event platform. All of our resources and videos are housed on our website, kychamber.com/bus2business. This webinar is being recorded as well as live streamed to Facebook and YouTube, where it will also be available to rewatch and share with interested students and businesses. So whether you're watching with us live right now on December 2nd or tuning in at a later date, thanks so much for joining in. Today, we will be hearing from Central Bank and Trust Company from Lexington, Kentucky. I want to thank Central Bank for getting involved with Bus to Business and give a special shout out to our Workforce Center Board Chair, Susan Simmons, who is their Executive Vice President and Director of Human Resources. Today, we will be hearing from Jeanette Hodges, June Carpenter, and Sheila Plymail. They are going to discuss how to get the job, career development, and the many different jobs within their organization. Our team will be watching the chat for any questions, and there will be some time at the end for Q&A. Also, make sure you're paying attention because there's going to be a special giveaway at the end. I'll now kick it over to Jeanette and her team. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Welcome, students. We're so happy to be with you today. For those of you not familiar with Central Bank, we are a privately owned bank, and we're located in Lexington, Kentucky. We're headquartered in Lexington, Kentucky, I should say. We actually have 28 locations. You'll find us in Lexington, Richmond, Berea, Winchester, Georgetown, Nicholasville, Louisville, and we have 4 sites in northern Kentucky. Central Bank is just under $3 billion in assets, and we currently have more than 530 employees, which makes us one of the largest privately owned banks in the state of Kentucky. My name is June Carpenter, and I'm the Human Resources Officer, and I'm responsible for recruitment and hiring. And joining me today is Jeanette Hodges. She's our Human Resources Coordinator. She works very closely with me, and together we recruit and hire central bankers. I would invite you to listen as Jeanette shares how to get the job.
Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. So let's make sure this works. Okay. All right, you should see the presentation pulled up now. So as June said, I'm the HR coordinator here at Central Bank, and I work pretty closely with June to do the recruitment side of things for Central Bank. So today we're actually going to talk about 2 different topics. One will be discussing the various positions that Central Bank has, and then the other, which is what we'll discuss first, is how you would actually get the job. So this applies to obtaining a position here at our bank, but we'll also cover some tools that'll be helpful in obtaining a job pretty much anywhere. But before we talk about the actual job, I'd like to first talk about what we look for in a good employee and just why good employees are important. Well, good employees typically get good jobs. That's simply a fact. They typically contribute to the success of the business, and they bring skills that enhance the business. So we're actually going to talk about a few attributes that make a good employee. And it varies slightly from manager to manager, but we think that basically they all agree that when we think about what makes the best and brightest employees, the type of attributes we're going to discuss is pretty much what all managers kind of agree on. All right, and here are the attributes of a good employee. So a good employee is respectful of others, and that doesn't just apply to the customers, but it also applies to your coworkers. They're dependable. They report to work every day on time. They don't take too long of breaks, and they make sure to return from lunch on time. They have excellent customer service skills. They show a genuine interest in the customer, are committed to great customer service. They're understanding and caring, and they care deeply about their customers and their needs. They are accurate. Good employees must be very detail-oriented. In a bank, typically you'd be working with money and numbers, but all jobs pretty much require accuracy. They have good listening skills. So make sure you listen and pay attention to what people say to you and what they share with you. And then once you do that, you'll use your good communication skills to respond appropriately. They also have good problem-solving skills. With this, you would be a reasonable thinker. You'd use your head, analyze problem, situation, and make good judgment calls. A positive attitude. Stay positive and come to work with a smile. Be resilient. This is overcoming failures and learning from your mistakes. We're all humans and we all make mistakes, but learning from those mistakes and bettering yourself is what will make you resilient. They have excellent interpersonal skills. So that's working well with others, leading others, making sure that your coworkers and customers are happy, productive, and on target. Be sure to interact well with your other team members. Patience. It goes hand in hand with interpersonal skills. You'll need to be patient when learning a new job, training someone in a new job, or just working with your coworkers and customers in various situations. Be appreciative of what others do. Even a simple thank you can go a really long way. Embrace change. Change is inevitable. Try to embrace the change without complaining. Try to be flexible and enable yourself to take advancement opportunities. With that is a continuous desire to learn. You can learn specialties quickly, but never assume that that's going to suffice for tomorrow. Have a willingness to learn and continue to learn is critical. And it's ever changing. Technology, legislation, rules, situations will always be changing. So try to show an interest and seek career path advice, maybe even sign up for some training classes and certificates to move you up. And that goes also with taking initiative. So stay motivated when you're seeking those career paths. And then I just kind of want to share an example. This is actually an example that June, who you all just heard from, gave me. So several years ago, she was working for a company in Richmond, Kentucky. They had 2 teens. They were both interns in their marketing department for a 2-week period. They were given tasks to do. The first teen completed those tasks quickly, then sat back and played on their phone until the supervisor returned. The second teen completed the task, then researched ways to improve those tasks. They compiled a short summary of the findings and presented them to the supervisor when the supervisor returned. Later, the company decided to extend one of the internships for the duration of the summer. Which teen do you think was invited back to stay as part of the team? It was definitely the second teen, and that's because they took that initiative to go above and beyond and help the company and stay motivated. And they keep commitments. Good employees keep commitments. This includes not just your meetings and what you commit to in terms of your workload, but it also includes responding to emails and phone calls in a timely manner. Shows concern and empathy for others. So be caring. As the old saying goes, treat others as you want to be treated. They do the job cheerfully. Not all jobs you do will be your favorite, but even if it isn't your favorite, try to do it with a cheerful attitude. They do what's best for the company. Always do what's best for the company, even after hours. You should love your company and what it's about. You should agree with its philosophies and understand why the company does what it does and how it makes its money. If you understand their make or break aspects of the business, you'll know what it is about your own job that really counts. You'll be able to see the big picture. Be disciplined, stay on track, and work towards your goals. And then be selfless. Give credit where credit is due. And then never forget about the obvious essential attributes, which are being ethical, honest, and hardworking or driven. These attributes are critical. You do not gain these skills by accident. You work at them throughout your entire career. No one is perfect in every area. A person works to improve all throughout their life, being conscientious of the different areas and working towards them every day. Work to distinguish yourself as a good employee, learn new skills that make you better at your job, do more than what is expected, and learn to treat customers in a special way, such as remembering their name. Learn to do things efficiently so you can do more. By doing these things, they make your life easier for your manager, your department, and your company. Also, demonstrating these qualities, your employer will more than likely assign you more tasks that have more responsibility, which makes you more important and honestly more promotable. We also wanted to mention during this section that when you do come to work for a bank, typically before you're hired on, you'll go through a screening process, and that's where these 3 attributes really come into play with being ethical and honest. You'll go through a background screen, and then you'll also go through a drug screen. So staying on the right path will definitely put you in line to starting at a bank and having those clean screens before you are hired on. And now we want to just give you an idea. If you are looking to go into banking or any career, really, try to find a position or a person that you admire, talk to people, find out about the skills, qualifications, and personality required for the job. So talk to the person who holds that job and find out how he or she got there. You'll probably find that it was a crazy path. I know that when I came into HR, I went to school for HR and I really wanted to be in HR. So I actually, here at Central Bank, we have like a shadowing opportunity. So I got to come into HR and shadow the department. And I actually got to work with each individual person for a specific time during the day. And I actually latched on to June in her position in the recruitment aspect. So I work very closely with her, and she's the person that I kind of look up to and try to learn from, so that if the opportunity arises where I can move into that role, I have put in the work and the time to kind of learn those aspects of the job. And it will take time. It's not going to be the next day or the next year even that you might get into that position, but learning that, building upon that, will definitely make you a promotable person in the future. And we also wanted to give you a few things to think about. So when you work in a business, you may come across some great employees and maybe some not so great employees. You might meet some great employees that are maybe missing some important points that end up derailing their career. One of these things that employees do is complain. And the problem with complaining is that no one wants to work with a complainer. And the complaining typically will drag the entire team down. All of us have our own character flaws. Some of them we know and are working to fix. Others we may not recognize until someone brings it to our attention. So when you are told about one of these flaws, try not to take it personally. Consider it as constructive criticism and work to try to fix that. Use it to make yourself better. In the long run, it will be beneficial to you. A good manager, teacher, guidance counselor can deliver good constructive criticism to you that may accelerate your career tremendously. So please be sure to listen to them. Employers will have nothing to do with you if you cannot work with other people. Someone who comes in acting like a prima donna or who is belligerent to or just disrespectful of others will be asked to leave. Such a person, no matter how smart or experienced, is simply too disruptive to have around. Now we're going to talk about some resume and interviews. So to get a job, you typically have to do 2 standard things. You have to create a good resume, and you also have to give a good interview. There are tons of books available on both topics, and your teachers, advisors, or guidance counselors at your school should be able to give you some information on these 2 topics as well. So going on into our resumes, there are good and bad resumes, and you'll learn that. Typically, what we look for as a recruiter, we see hundreds of resumes, and we're really busy. So we don't want to read, have to go through resumes and find things. So we want clear font, easy to read font. The information included on your resume is super important as well. Make sure you list your accurate personal information. If your phone number or email changes, make sure you change that on your resume. And let me caution you about unprofessional email addresses and voicemails. If your email is hot babe loves beer, that could be a turnoff. And after all, it's in a professional environment, so you want to have a professional email address. Also, if I call you and you get a vulgar or silly voicemail, that too is a turnoff. I want professional and your best telephone voice. For your job information, be sure to always list dates. Be specific. Don't say McDonald's 2012 to 2013. That could be from December to January, and my position requires 6 months of experience. So putting June of 2012 to October of 2013 would be better so that I can clearly see that you meet the job requirements. Duties should be brief under your jobs. They should be simply bulleted so that they're easy to read, and at a glance, we can see that you have the skills and experience needed for the position. For your education, we want you to list your highest level of education completed. If you're attending college, just say accounting degree, expected graduation, 2017 or 2021 maybe. Most postings today are online, so when applying for these jobs, be certain you read the description and that you meet all of the minimal requirements. So if it requires a 4-year accounting degree and you have a 2-year history degree, you don't meet those educational requirements. So most online postings will ask a series of questions, and just be sure to answer those honestly and correctly. Now we're going to actually take a look at 2 different resumes. On the left, you'll see the bad resume. On the right, you'll see a good resume. So let's look at these. What's wrong with the bad resume? First of all, you have to search for the contact information. It's all the way at the bottom, and it's also in a weird curly font, and it's making it really hard to read. There's also a typo on here. So if you look under employment, airline pilot, at any airport instead of any airport. So we want to be sure that you're checking for that and making sure that it's all correct spelling, correct grammar. There's also no dates listed under employment. So I have no idea how long you were a collector at that Chase Bank, which would, if I was looking for someone for a specific experience requirement, I may overlook you because I don't know how long you were there. Some good things about on the right-hand side, it's very easy to read font. I can clearly see that contact information listed at the top. They also included a clickable link for the email address, which makes it really easy for us if we do need to email you. The dates are listed so we know exactly how much experience the applicant has, and the duties are bulleted so we know what they did. The education is also listed right at the top with the expected graduation date. You don't obviously have to do exactly like this. When you do create your own resume, you can have a creative aspect to it and add your own touches. Just be sure that you do kind of follow those sort of guidelines in terms of the font, the dates, and all of that. Now we're going to talk about some interviews and things to consider. Be sure to have appropriate dress attire. So dress for the workplace that you're going to. If you're interviewing for a professional job, dress professionally. Don't wear jeans, tennis shoes, or t-shirts. Make sure you're neatly groomed. Make sure your hair is clean and combed, and put forth your best self. This is, by the way, your time to shine. Also, don't bring food or drink to the interview, and try not to ever chew gum because it can be very distracting during the interview. Time management. Do not show up late. That leaves a lasting first impression on an interviewer. So arrive on time. Try not to wait till the last minute, but also don't arrive too early, such as like an hour early. Usually 10 to 15 minutes early is a good time frame. Cell phone etiquette. Try to leave your cell phone in the car if you can. Leaving your cell phone on, taking calls is very disrespectful. The interviewer took the time out of their day to meet with you, so you should be courteous and do the same for them. Communication skills. Utilize your communication skills. Be sure to make good eye contact, smile, speak clearly, enunciate, use good grammar, and don't use slang. Show a passion to be a part of the team or organization. Come prepared. Job skills. This is where we want you to tell us about what you've done. So be specific. If you have applicable experience such as cash handling or customer service from a summer job or an after-school job, be sure to let the interviewer know the skills you have and that what you'll be bringing to the table. And just be prepared for that interview. Make sure you read the job description and ask any questions you may have about the job during that interview time. Do your research. Try to know about the job, the company, and the culture. This will definitely give you a leg up during that interview process if you can show the interviewer that you definitely have an interest in that position and in that company. Now I'm talking about some jobs. The bank offers some entry-level jobs. All typically require a high school diploma and/or GED. All require dependability, attention to detail, time management skills, and good listening skills. And all positions must be committed to great customer service. If you look on anywhere around Lexington, you'll see that there are banks typically on every corner. Most offer very similar products and services that we do. So one of the key factors that sets us apart is our employees and the service we offer to our customers. Most of our entry-level positions require typing skills, computer skills such as Word, Excel, and it'll also require some phone skills. Many positions require specialized training, though, and degrees, often a degree plus experience or many years of experience. Degrees that typically seem to be compatible with banking include business, finance, economics, accounting, communications, marketing. There are several others that we didn't list, but that could be applicable to banking. We wanted to mention that if you are interested in working for a bank or starting a career in banking, working part-time is definitely a great way to get your foot into the door. So whenever we've had people start right out of high school going into college, and then by the time they graduate, they've got 3 to 4 years of banking experience under their belt, which would be able to promote into a higher position potentially. Even if you don't see banking as a full career, that's what you want to do for the rest of your life, it's still a great way to start. Even if you're in college and you just need a part-time job, it's a great way to start and get your foot in the door and get that professional experience that you could utilize in another environment, because what you gain here is going to be applicable to most professional environments. The session following this one is actually going to go into the actual jobs that we offer and the different positions that you could potentially be a part of at Central Bank. And that is what I have for you today. So we will take questions at this time. I've listed June and my own contact information on this screen. So if you all have any questions regarding interviews, resumes, anything like that, we are more than happy to speak with you or email back with you. So I'll get out of that and pull up. All right. I'm going to pass it back over to June, but I think Harper's monitoring our chat room. So if we do have any questions, we can take those now.
I'm not seeing any questions yet, but I'm keeping an eye out. So if anyone does have any questions, please put them in the chat and I will direct them. Thanks.
We can also take questions at the end. So Harper, if you'll just continue to monitor those for us, that'd be great.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks. And thank you, Jeanette. That was, you did a very nice job. And students, I hope that you'll find this information helpful as you prepare for maybe that summer job or a college job or even a career. So I hope you'll pay attention and that you take something away from this presentation today. So with us now is Sheila Plymel, and she's the director of our Training and Development Department here at Central Bank. And Sheila will spend the next 20 minutes or so telling you more about the various career paths in the banking industry.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sheila Plymel. As June said, I'm the Director of Training and Development at Central Bank. I'm pleased to be able to speak to you today about careers in banking. Although most children don't indicate as a child that they want to be a banker when they grow up, but banking offers a wide range of career options. In addition, most people think you have to have an advanced degree to work in this industry. However, a bank teller simply requires a high school or GED, as Jeanette indicated. While a bachelor's degree in business or some other related discipline is not necessary, it will help you to advance to higher levels. While we require certain levels of education, such as a high school diploma, we largely search for candidates who have excellent communication and math skills. So, how do bankers apply this education and or specific skill set? Well, let's talk about what bankers do. And the answer to that largely is it depends. So the job duties will depend on your position. However, most bankers will do some or all of the following. You'll utilize technology to serve our customers. A strong technical acumen will help you to advance in this area. Provide customer assistance, both internally and externally. For some folks, internal customer service is an anomaly. However, we pride ourselves inside the bank in serving fellow employees with the same level of service that we extend to our customers. We're expected to sell bank products and services. Some positions require outside sales, and we must all comply with a number of laws and regulations. In addition, some positions within the bank are responsible for managing people as well. So let's talk about where bankers work. And although some banks have other areas as well as we that I'm not going to touch on today, I'm going to touch on the 6 core areas within a bank. In addition, some banks may call these areas by different names, but largely they perform the same duties. So in the retail banking area, it consists of our branch network. This is the area that most people are familiar with. As Jeanette indicated, we have 28 locations located in Central Kentucky. We, in the human resources area, is the area where we hire, compensate, and train employees. The lending group, we refer to it as the lending group, but there's sub-departments within there. We have consumer, we have commercial, and we have residential lending. The operations group supports the frontline personnel. This group consists of several different areas, such as loan services, deposit services, card services, electronic services, and security, who is responsible for investigating fraud. So if you're interested in pursuing a criminal justice degree, you may be able to parlay that education into this specific area of the bank. We also have several former police officers on staff in that area as well. In the information technology group, they're responsible for managing third-party vendors. They monitor our cybersecurity threats and oversee the installation and management of hardware and software. The wealth management group helps our customers with investment management, retirement, and estate planning. So now that we've talked about the 6 key areas, let's look at the career paths available in each. So where do bankers work? Well, in human resources, this is the areas I mentioned before that oversees the hiring and firing, training of employees, as well as promoting the culture within the organization and complying with bank laws and regulations. Hiring and recruiting are responsible for posting positions, screening applicants, conducting the initial interviews, and scheduling the final interviews. They also oversee the pre-employment screenings that Jeanette mentioned. The human resources officer will extend the offer to the new hire, and the human resources coordinator will work very closely with her in onboarding those new hires. There's quite a bit that goes into that. We have 4 employees who work in the benefits and compensation area. The human resources benefits manager and HR coordinator assist employees in setting up and administering benefits, which includes pensions and other fringe benefits. Our payroll administrator and HR assistant process payroll for nearly 530 employees every other week. They also process bonus payments, things like that as well. They ensure that our employees are paid accurately, on time, with the correct deductions made. In training and development, there are 3 employees. We're responsible for training the staff. We create training programs and conduct training for new hires as well as for existing employees. We work with department managers and supervisors to determine the training needs of the employees. We're also responsible for selecting and monitoring training vendors and overseeing the training budget. In addition, in training and development, we facilitate other forms of training, which includes external learning opportunities. We have a very robust educational assistance program at Central Bank, which will enable you to continue your education, the post-secondary level. We extend up to $3,000 in benefits for you to take college level courses that are business related. Needless to say, we're not going to endorse a nursing degree, but we would assist you in obtaining a business degree that could be applied in this area. The education requirements for the positions in human resources vary. However, an HR management degree is preferred, as well as professional certifications. What kinds of jobs are available in retail? Well, as I mentioned before, retail consists of our branch network, and this is the area that not only most new hires are familiar with, that's the area that our customers are most familiar with. Studies show that when a customer comes to the bank, 90% of the time they're coming to see a teller. So you may be familiar somewhat with what tellers do, and that they accept deposits from customers, cash checks, and process loan payments. Before I was a teller, I thought that's all they did. However, after I became one, I saw that it was that and a lot more. This entry-level position receives 4 weeks of training, which consists of both classroom and on-the-job training. And during this time, these new hires are taught various bank applications, procedures, regulations, and products and services. This position is foundational to all other positions in retail. And again, these titles may vary from financial institution to financial institutions, but will share similar responsibilities. The customer service representative is what some financial institutions refer to their tellers as, and our customer service representatives share their time between the teller window and servicing customers with opening and maintaining their accounts. These employees are also trained to enter loan applications into systems. The personal banker position will occasionally process teller transactions. However, they spend the vast majority of their time working with customers and opening and maintaining accounts. They enter loan applications and prepare loan contracts. So you're seeing a skill level build on the next. The relationship banker position spends the majority of their time working with customers, opening and maintaining accounts. In addition, they enter loan applications, prepare contracts, and are able to conduct the closing ceremony. In addition to those responsibilities, they will occasionally complete audit and supervisory responsibilities. Retail management personnel are responsible for overseeing the operation of the banking center. They supervise employees and will decision loans. They are also involved in outside sales and community service. So while the majority of these positions require a high school or GED, higher education is required for the retail management positions. We will accept also several years of retail banking experience in lieu of the higher education requirements. But again, we encourage you to continue your education while you're employed here. So where do bankers work? Again, in the lending group, banks typically offer consumer, residential, and commercial loans. Our lending assistants support lenders in servicing their customers. They will take applications, enter those into systems. They will open and maintain deposit relationships for their lenders' commercial customers. They will also prepare some supporting loan documentation. This role is similar to a personal banker, and that skill set can be parlayed into this position as well. Financial analysts analyze customer financial records and prepare a report to help the lender to determine the risks that are associated with originating the loan. They have access to industry key performance indicators, and they compare the customer's records against those key performance indicators where they can identify, again, those specific risks in loaning to this customer. The lender will present the report to loan committee, and then loan committee members will vote to approve, deny, or condition the loan request. Loan processors will take the loan once it's been approved and complete the due diligence task associated with it, such as verifying that the collateral is sufficient to cover the loan, that the collateral is unencumbered. They also prepare contracts that will help us to perfect our security interest in said property. They, in this area, process loans for both commercial and consumer lenders. Again, PBs and RBs, or relationship bankers, as I referred to them a moment ago, can parlay that skill set into the loan processing group. Lenders, they're responsible for developing new business while retaining current clients. In some banks, this position is referred to as a relationship banker. A relationship manager. So the financial analyst and the lenders both require higher education levels, and that education should bear emphasis in the areas of accounting and economics. Where else do bankers work? In operations. This is where I began my career in banking, and I have a profound fondness for the operations group. The operations group provides support to the various other areas within the bank. Deposit services is responsible for reviewing and maintaining the integrity of our customer deposit records. So they receive work on a daily basis from our retail group, where they open new accounts and change addresses and so on and so forth. The deposit services group is responsible for executing those requests and ensuring that those records are updated appropriately and that our customers are not impacted negatively as a result. The loan services group performs similar duties as the deposit services group, except they are related to loan activities. So again, they receive the loan packages from the lender after the closing ceremony, and they forward those packages to loan services, where we record the liens on the property. We make copies, they're not really copies, they're images of the loan contracts so that they can be retrieved through our document repository system. The image processing group is made up of several different areas. The image processors are the ones who accept and balance tellers' work throughout the day. So as tellers are processing their work, they will image it through branch capture devices and forward those electronic images to the image processing group, who will then balance them. At the end of the day, the image processing group will forward the not on us items. Those are items that are drawn on other financial institutions, to the Federal Reserve, and they forward the on us items, which are central bank items, to our core processor. In the image processing group, the mailroom clerk prepares, and that particular group is responsible for preparing and mailing out our bank statements to our customers, but they also deliver all the incoming mail and packages to the various departments within the bank throughout the day. The remittance processors handle accounts receivable payments for various business clients. For example, when you mail your utility payment, it typically goes to a post office address. A remittance processor will collect those payments from that mailing address and will process those payments throughout the day. And again, at the end of the day, will remit the total of those payments to the local utility company. So it often saves the local utility company a lot of money, in that we're basically performing the duties of one of their employees for them. Our card services area oversees the maintenance, balancing, and servicing of all card accounts. At Central Bank, we offer credit, debit, and gift cards. In this area, they produce and mail all of our debit cards. We produce those debit cards in-house so that we can produce them and get them in our customers' hands quicker. We also balance the ATMs daily in this area, and they're also responsible for processing card disputes. Card disputes are incorrect, duplicate, or fraudulent transactions they post to a customer's account. Also in this area is the newest growth area. It's referred to as our digital channel, which is the internet banking group, and they oversee the electronic banking activity for both consumer and commercial customers that's originated online or through our mobile app. Both of these products are very robust products, which will enable both consumer and commercial customers to execute bill payment, wire transfers, and a variety of other options as far as reporting goes. In each of these areas, There are staff and management positions. The education requirement varies by position. Entry-level positions, again, are going to require a GED or high school education. The management positions will require college degrees in the areas of, again, the disciplines of accounting, business, or information technology. The next area we're going to discuss is information technology. The IT group delivers information technology services and support to all central bank employees, all the while maintaining the integrity and availability of the current technology infrastructure. In this area, there are several different areas that we'll start with the support team. The support team assists employees with password resets and other technical issues that are associated with either a hardware or a software problem that they're experiencing. In this particular area, there are 2 employees, and they're busy all day long supporting the, again, 530 employees at the bank. This particular area I find fascinating, which is the application development and support group. The personnel in this area are responsible for identifying, configuring, and testing bank application. We're in the process of converting our teller system to a newer version of that application. And at the present time, we have loaded the application into what we refer to as a test environment. And in this test environment, we're able to execute a variety of transactions to make sure that this system is functioning the way we need it to before we roll it out to our employees. So they, in addition to identifying, configuring, and testing the application, they oversee upgrades to existing applications, and then make sure that, again, the functionality is operating appropriately before we roll it out globally. We also have a network and infrastructure engineering group, which ensures online availability of the circuits, routers, switchers, and related hardware and operating systems that are needed to support voice and data, as well as allowing remote access administration and coordination of the support team. This year has really tested our remote access administration. We had to make some additional investments in order to be able to allow as many employees as were able to work from home. This is another interesting area within the bank is the information security group. They oversee the integrity of our computer systems. They're constantly monitoring for cybersecurity threats. In addition to that, which is a pretty large task because if you see the reports and you see the number of attempts each day to hack into our customer database, you would recognize that these fellas are pretty stressed out. But in addition to monitoring for cybersecurity threats, they're responsible for conducting the cybersecurity training, and they oversee the business continuity and pandemic planning efforts for the bank. The support employees must have an associate degree with experience in technical support. The other positions in this area require higher level degrees, and professional certifications are preferred. I urge you, if you have completed your undergraduate and you're interested in working in an area such as this, that you pursue a professional certification. The caveat with that is often you must work in the area or in that field in order to be able to qualify to pursue the certification. So if that's something that you're interested in, first of all, get into the field. And then once you're in the field, you can obtain the certifications. But once you have those certifications, you're pretty marketable in a variety of industries, not just banking. The next area that I'd like to discuss with you is wealth management. The wealth management group in some financial institutions is referred to as the trust department. But they do more than serve as trustees to those who have formalized trust. In addition to that, they offer estate planning and trust services. So they offer guidance to those clients who are working with who are working with attorneys through the estate planning process, which often includes assistance with powers of attorney, estate planning, to avoid, additional taxation. They also will help you with the preparation of wills. And yes, they will help you set up and administer a trust. They also assist individuals who are retiring or terminating their employment. And so if you've worked for an organization for a very long time, you've hopefully accumulated a great deal of money in your retirement plan, whether that's a 401k or one in which was employee sponsored. When you terminate that employee, you have to then invest those retirement funds someplace else. So the Wealth Management Group will assist individuals who are retiring or terminating their employment with a comprehensive investment management service, which will help you to roll over that retirement distribution into an IRA for the purpose of continuing tax-deferred growth. In the investment management area, they invest and manage money for clients, such as foundations or endowments. So very often, a wealthy individual will pass and will leave a sum of their estate to a local charity, in which case our trust department is able to assist in managing and growing that endowment to increase its value. So they'll take those funds and invest them in stocks and bonds and create an investment portfolio that's tailored to meet the client's objectives. Also, the Wealth Management Group provides retirement planning and services to large and small corporate clients by serving as a trustee, investment manager, and administrator for their employee benefits plans. So this is a service that we're especially proud to offer our commercial customers. So again, employees who work in this area have advanced degrees, some of them including law degrees, as well as a variety of professional certifications. So by now you're beginning to see the benefit of continuing your education and making yourself available for these higher level positions when they become available. So how do you become a banker? First of all, you need to graduate from high school or obtain a GED. If you'll continue your education beyond high school by earning a bachelor's degree in business or accounting or finance or one of the related disciplines that Jeanette mentioned as far as communication, marketing, I even threw out there criminal justice. In the training and development area, my colleagues have an education degree. So again, there's a lot of options available to you if you'll continue your education and obtain that bachelor's degree. And don't forget, the bank will help you to reach that goal through our educational assistance program. And again, those are for both your undergraduate and graduate level degrees. We also encourage folks who are pursuing their higher level education while working for us part-time to pursue an internship, whether that be in commercial lending or investment banking, something along those lines that will give you a big picture perspective of what it's like to work in a bank. You'll learn a great deal about the products and services as well as the regulations that govern this industry. Most importantly, it will help you to determine if this is the career for you. There's nothing worse than hanging your hat on a particular career path only to not be happy with it once you're there. I have, however, found banking to be a fascinating career. It wasn't one that I set out in pursuit of, but once I became engaged in the industry, I've worked in it for nearly 40 years now and have found each day to be a challenge, and that's something that I seek in employment. If you are interested in working at Central Bank, if you would just regularly visit our website, go to the About menu and then Career Opportunities, and finally there's a link there that says View Open Positions. Again, Jeanette mentioned how valuable it is to you while you're in school. If you could work part-time for 1 to 3 years upon graduation, you've got 3 years of valuable work experience. in this industry, as well as the complementary degree, it would make you poised for advanced positions, potentially management trainee programs, positions such as that. And then lastly, we urge you to pursue certifications and or licenses, because that indicates that you possess a specific skill set. And again, if you are already working here, and let's say, for example, you have an accounting degree and you are interested in pursuing a certified CPA, yes, a certified public accountant. I drew a blank there. We will again assist you in obtaining the education that you need in order to sit for that exam, and we will sponsor one attempt at the exam. So again, Central Bank has been a great place to work, and we achieve that level of success on a regular basis. I think the last 10 years, we've been in the top 20 in the state of Kentucky in our group. So if you have any questions now, I'd be happy to field those for you.
Thank you so much. I did see one question come in. What if a student is interested in baking, but they're not old enough yet? Are there any classes in high school that they should take?
Yes, that's a very good question. Thank you for asking. Some high schools offer VOTEC training where you can gain some computer skills, business math skills. I would encourage you to pursue communication classes, any clerical classes that are available. The high school that I attended had a VOTEC program that taught various clerical skills, which included payroll processing, filing, those types of things. Any other questions?
Thank you. I don't see any more questions. If you do, put them in the chat, but I haven't seen any more come in. That was really informative. Thank you so much. Both.
You're welcome. This is our contact information. If you're shy about speaking up now and would prefer to speak with one of us directly, please contact us through this information here. And yes, my title does wrap around the back of my business card. June?
It should still be up there. The face should still be up there. So you should be good to talk.
Okay. Well, thanks so much, Sheila. I hope that the students found that very enlightening. It's always nice to know the different career paths you can take within banking, because I think you're right. A lot of students think, oh, just the teller. Mm-hmm. And there's so very much more. So again, our contact information, feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email. We're very happy to answer any questions, help you with that resume, answer any questions you might have. We're here for you and happy to assist. Now, today, as our way of saying thank you for joining us, we want to award one lucky student with a $50 Staples gift card. And so I'm going to ask Harper Smith with the Kentucky Chamber to please draw the winner.
All right. Thanks for attending, all the students. Our lucky winner is Gavin Henderson. Congratulations. If you could please either email me or put your email in the chat, I will connect with you and make sure you receive your gift card. Thanks so much.
Great. Thank you. Congratulations, Gavin. Enjoy your gift cards, which is compliments of Central Bank. And be sure to get us that your address so that we can get it in the mail to you today. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you've learned a lot from our session. And feel free to call us if we can answer any questions for you. Thanks so much. Goodbye.
Thank you so much to the Central Bank team. I hope you all enjoyed watching this session. I learned a lot, and we had a great time. So thanks again. And like I said before, all of these videos and resources are on our website, Facebook, and YouTube channels. If you aren't signed up to receive our e-newsletter already, please do that on our website, kychamber.com/bus2business. We have an e-newsletter that goes out weekly on Mondays and details that week's videos and includes information on our live sessions such as this one, career pathway stats, and earn and learn program highlights. So please continue to sign up for that. And our next live session will be taking place in 2 weeks on December 16th with Plymouth Tube Company. And we hope to see you all there. If you have any further questions about the program or how your organization can get involved, you can reach out to me directly. My email is in the chat. And thank you all so much and have a great day. Thanks.